for CTN's live coverage of boys high school hockey. The Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids squad welcomes the Wings from Armstrong Cooper. Joe Young along with Howie Shapiro and Jerry Grant, and two teams both trying to find a little bit of a spark, a little more rhythm for the second half of the season, almost identical record-wise.
Identical records, Howie, and a lot of identical close scores with teams that they played similarly. And the one that stood out to me was the Jefferson score. Robinson Armstrong Cooper beat Jefferson, and we were here when that Jefferson game didn't go real well for.
It absolutely did not. An 8-1 loss for the SLPCR squad.
Yeah, and when I talked to Coach Michael earlier today, he said that that was a big game for them. They felt they really needed that win. And this is an Armstrong team that can light the lamp. That is for sure. And I think the SLPCR squad is going to be very aware of that.
Yeah, kind of a weird season for Armstrong Cooper. They lost their first 8 games of the season, then won one, lost one, and then reeled off 4 in a row. That lasted up until their last contest, a 9-2 loss against Elk River. So they're going to be really hungry to get back on the winning track. 4 of 5 before that loss. And how, as you mentioned, they can really light the lamp. They have 2 of the hottest scorers in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, led by Nick Anderson. And Nick's just a junior, guys. 17 goals, 22 assists. He said he's got the leadership on the ice. The seniors look to him to get him the puck. He will play Division I hockey, according to their coach. He is really good. He says he plays at a pace above everybody else.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what team you're on. If you're scoring 2.5 points per game in Minnesota high school hockey, you've got a good chance to get to the next level. On the flip side, Jerry, the Cardinals don't have anybody that's going to score quite that way, but they have seen an uptick in their production. Part of that, Adam Kish recently moved up to the first line. They've shifted some things around with Kish moving up with Clark and Barsness going down to help out that second line and see if that combination spreads out their scoring a little bit more.
Yeah, and Kish has got a lot of helpers. He's got 11 assists, 5 goals, 16 points. And we've seen him really do some nice things. He can rush the puck well. He finds the open spots in the ice, and he knows how to dish it off. And he'll need to do that. They need more scoring because you're going to play against a team that scores a lot. You got to either play a lot of good defense, or you got to also get some scoring, and they'll have to figure out if they can do both today.
Well, they need to certainly play better on the defensive end. That has been the mantra for the squad for the last couple of years. Need to clean up the defensive end. Another we'll talk about as we move through tonight is they need to stay out of the penalty box. They now lead the state in penalty minutes and power play goals allowed. Yep. And that's a trend they must stop if they hope to be successful.
That was Coach Gagnon's first key. They worked on that penalty kill all week in practice so far, and last week as well, against Irondale, which probably isn't the best competition, 1 penalty in the contest. So they really need to emphasize the fact, if we're not playing 5-on-5, we're at a disadvantage.
Yeah, well, they had given up 51 penalty minutes in the game before that, so they still are well above average. And the SLPCR squad is hoping they can start their own winning streak. They're coming off a 4-1 win on Saturday, and they've got the Cooper Armstrong Wings in their house next on CTN.
As you know, CTN's on YouTube, and we're on in a big way. We have thousands of videos online to help you stay connected to Coon Rapids on any device, at home, or on the go. And it's because of your faithful viewership that we can celebrate 10,000 subscribers to the CTN YouTube page. Thank you for your support as we continue to keep you connected. And we look forward to 10,000 more.
Back at the creek, just about ready to drop the puck between SLPCR and the Wings from Armstrong Cooper. 4-10 versus 5-10.
Yeah, we've seen some good games against these two teams in the past. I think
We have.
Last year we saw a good one.
Even some good outdoor games against these two teams as well.
Yeah, it's the time of year you want to start getting some momentum going, because in a month it's playoff time and you'd like to be rolling going into that.
Alex Wicks getting the start between the pipes for the SLPCR squad. This year they have shuffled the goaltenders in and out quite a bit, making sure that, while Zach Bushy, the senior, has handled the majority of their contests, they've been able to mix up and get some other guys in there as well, so they will have at least some varsity experience coming back. Wings get it in deep. Anderson held up. Escaping with it is Andrew Clark. Clark trying to get around the corner on Cassidy in the corner. Send it out front, comes all the way out. Adams bats it back in, scooped up by Cragthorpe. Into the zone, Adams recovers, back for Berg, back for Adams, and tipped into the zone, so SLPCR can get a change. Skolstad from behind his own net sends it along, just out of the reach of Anderson and Craigstead. Adams had a touch, so no icing. Cragthorpe crashes in, but Adams comes away with it, flips it up high and all the way down, and that will be icing.
Guys, Coach Michael plays a race to 6 theory, where he is looking for 2 goals in each period.
All right.
And that's kind of his theory, because they've struggled in net, they've struggled on defense. They figured if they can at least put up 6 goals, they have an opportunity to win a game.
Well, 6 goals usually gets you a win.
Yeah.
I would say
usually.
We always said 3.
3.
But if your estimation of your defense and netminders is such that you feel you need 6, 6 is a good round number. 2, a backhand and a goal for Jackson Parsons. Kind of a weak little shot, but it found a hole through Nathan Ledoux. And SLPCR is on the board. Their first shot of the game.
Yep.
Just a minute and 9 seconds into the contest.
Well, I like what Jack did there, Howie. What he did is he changed his pace.
Yep.
He came in, he slowed down, as you see on the replay here. He just kind of slows down a little bit and then just whips that puck right away. He didn't really settle it down. Just 1, 2, and it's in.
Oh, and it went underneath through the 5-hole.
Yeah, great shot there.
Snuck under the arm of Ledoux. Instead, it's a 5-hole goal, as he was not completely sealed on the ice.
That's his 10th of the season.
Armagast will get the assist. Stepping into the shot for the blue line was Jacob Swanson, gloved and held by Wicks.
Wicks comes in with a 2-2 record and a 2.24 goals against with a 9.92 save percentage. So in the limited time that he's been able to play, he's been solid.
Yeah, that's not too bad when you're up above 9. Well, so far I like the SLPCR back checking. They're getting back and helping out. They got to keep doing that the whole game.
I was mistaken. It was Ryerson that gave him the give and go. He got the assist. Big hit in the corner by Rusty Matchy. Eliminates his man. Cardinals able to get it out to center, but not able to keep control. Riley's pass deflected, broken up. Punching his way through is Michael Campbell, trying to center. That hit the back of the net. Mellum tracks it back, plays it back to the post. That shot didn't make it through. Back the other way come the Wings. Gladney trying to step out front. He was relieved of the puck. SLPCR trying to break it out, turns it back over, unable to do anything. Whether it was Gladney, as he was hit from both sides, and eventually SLPCR able to send it the length of the ice. Marty Schauer behind his own net. Takes a look, puts it on the tape of Wodke into the zone. Again, good sticks from SLPCR. Prevents a scoring chance. Here's Clark getting in, and he is laid out by Wodke. Good solid shoulder from the senior.
Yeah, too bad that pass wasn't a half a second quicker, because Andrew has the space.
And he does have speed.
There you go.
Good poke, quick turnaround. Kish flips it in ahead of Landon Berg. Plays it around. Kish battles in the near corner. Clark trying to dig it free. Pokes at it. Kish had it momentarily. Wings come away with it. Pangagarik down below. In behind the net. Pangagarik is back on it. Swings it around. Out to the point. Held there by Wodke. Plays it back in. Knocked down by Adams. Wodke sends it back in. Kish leaves it off, played up the boards. Adams will flip it up and out. Glove down at center by Skolstad, and he held on to it. He closed the hand. The face-off will go back in the Armstrong Cooper end.
Yep, so far not too bad in the defensive zone. People are doing what they're supposed to, covering their spots, rotating. Pressure, it's a game of pressure. You gotta always have pressure on that puck if you can.
You know, and that 9-2 loss to Elk River, guys,
Ooh.
Armstrong was saying they had a lot of defensive breakdowns that really led to some odd man rushes, which really hurt them, and they were looking to try to avoid that here tonight.
Yeah, well, we saw that Elk River team. You don't want to give them odd man rushes.
No.
Jacob Swanson end to end, bumped off it as he gets into the offensive zone. Circling behind was Barsness. Gave it up to Green. He fanned on the pass back across. Capon tied up at the red line, able to backhand it all the way down into the Wings end. Green hard on the forecheck, forces the turnover. Played across the front of the net by Ryerson, but nobody home, and the Wings able to play it all the way back to the other end. Tranby tracked behind the net, gets it ahead for Ryerson. Tried to get it back for Barsness. Barsness couldn't poke it past Gladney at the blue line. Gladney still maintains possession, circles towards the boards, and now works his way back up high and then plays it all the way back down and around. Cassidy in the far corner will swing it all the way back up. One-time attempt, absolutely nothing on the shot for Gladney, and SLPCR able to send it to the other end. Boston Green got position on Lear, able to gain the puck, looking for some help. Now we'll send it back in. Kish fresh on the ice, gives a little bump. Puck goes by. Little backhanded attempt by Armagast on the back post. Trying to catch the netminder Ledoux napping a little bit.
Yeah, he almost
Again,
did.
strong forecheck, keeping the puck in.
Good regroup.
Pass up through the middle. Northrup gets it to Cragthorpe. To the high slot, a shot that misses up over the blocker side. Regained by Anderson. Plays it across, and that came out of the zone. The Wings have to tag up. Clark will circle, take a look. Sidestep Anderson. Now get around Northrup as well. All the way deep around the net. Tried to wrap around. Ledoux was ready for it. Poked back to him by Matchy, and
That's off.
Yep.
that come off?
Yep.
Oh, net.
Yeah, net's off.
Net's way
yeah,
off.
way off.
Is off just a little bit.
I'm like, wait, that was offside? What?
Guys, I believe today is Andrew Clark's 18th birthday. I saw somebody with his sign. So.
Yeah. Yeah, he tried to wrap around there. He was all alone. I'd like to see the line change a little more crisp, because that's twice they've had offensive zone pressure and only one guy in the zone while the others are changing.
Yeah,
so
because Kish was in the play before. He had to kind of hold on to it until he got some help.
Yep, so a little crisper. Get out there and help him a little faster.
Anderson with speed through center, cuts back across against Adams. A toe save in the nets for Alex Wick. Just long enough legs that time. Hammered around by Berg.
Whee.
And that was just a little too much on that one
right in the penalty
for
box.
Sebastian Guzma.
It's like, duck.
Well, you know, Joe, the one thing you have to do defensively is you just have to, right there, you got to play that body.
Yeah.
You can't let one guy one
especially
on two
that guy.
split him. Yeah, that guy there. He's got to get in his way. Just take your time. Don't go for the big move. Just stay in his way. Stay in the middle.
Well, the fact that he was able to get his stick back to it, still in traffic, didn't get off maybe the shot he wanted, and for Wicks, just the tip of his toe kept that one out of the net and kept his team in the lead. Berg behind the net, plays it over for Adams. Adams taking a look, slides it for Barsness. Barsness to Ryerson. He had a little trouble with it, sends it into the zone, played across by Skolstad. With a little bit of speed, Cassidy carries down the left wing, deep into the corner. A low angle shot turned away by Wicks. SLPCR back the other way. Boston Green used his speed, got behind Skolstad, but a strong stick for Skolstad.
There you go.
He was able to keep the puck. An opportunity for Northrop. That shot blocked into the corner. He's bumped there by Barsness, comes away with it. Out to the point. Cassidy across. Blocked shot there by Boston Green. Recovered off the boards by Cassidy. He plays it down and around. Tranby behind, plays it off the board. Nothing but blue jerseys over there. Craig Thorpe gets it back down low. Northrop to his backhand, flips it up and over the net. Rides the dasher around, held at the line by Cassidy. He's pinched by Ryerson. Centering attempt deflected up and out of play. And the SLPCR guys needed a break, so that is a big whistle for them.
Well, that's why you have your sticks on the ice, Howie, in the passing lanes, and just tip it and get a whistle, as that line was starting to buzz.
Well, a lot of presence in the SLPCR and by the wings. And, just not a lot of shots on goal really by either squad, 3 apiece, but you're right, a lot of pressure down in that end.
Well, they're stretching it out a little bit. They're trying to use the width of the rink to kind of get the SLPCR guys out of position, so they got to watch that.
Gladney jumps on the puck and sends it down and around. Tranby swings it back to the near side. Waiting for it in the neutral zone was Clark. His pass taken away by Gladney. A regroup in their own end. Goes awry. Schauer has to chase it down. Pressured by Armagost. That pass didn't exactly click. And Kish is there to pressure Swanson on the far boards. Kapan out front, deflected the wrong way by Armagost. Tranby just sends it back into the corner. Kish is there, tried to play it out front, but that hit a skate. He continues to battle along the backboard. He's got Armagost there with him. Armagost comes away with it, tried to center. That was broken up. Clark had a chance at it, but it was denied. Marty Schauer circles back in the corner. He's chased behind. That pass didn't click. Kish thought he had help in the slot. He did not. Back the other way come the wings. Hicks plays it out to center. It's played all the way down. And SLPCR gets it right back out of the zone.
Yeah, that's all right. You get the puck out of the zone, make them regroup.
Jacob Swanson had it poked away by Blake Mellum. Recovery there for it is Leo Riley. Swings it around. Guzman there to disrupt. A shot from the point, misses just wide. Mellum sends it back in low. Swanson will reverse. Riley plays it ahead. Tranby keeps it in. Far corner. Guzman lost an edge, went hard into the board. Appears to be okay. Tied up along the end boards. Another puck battle continues in the near corner, and that one flipped up and out of the zone. 7:42 to go in period number 1. SLPCR a 1-0 lead. The goal from Captain Jackson Barsness, 1:09 into the contest.
Yeah, Guzman's feeling that one. That was a good crash into the wall, but he got his body stretched out, so he took the brunt of the force across his whole body rather than kind of one spot.
But he got position, he leaned in, I think expecting a little bit more resistance, and you lose an edge that close. There's a shot to goal! Allen from the point through traffic. And Ledoux didn't even know where it was until he saw it come back out of the webbing behind him.
Well, that's it. That's why you shoot the puck, Howie. You make sure you have a screen. And when you have that situation, a shot from the point is not a bad thing because he had a shooting lane. And he put it on the net, and it beat the goaltender.
Well, yeah, and if you're screened out, you can't see that puck. It's pretty tough.
Look at all those
That's
bodies
Aylin's
there.
first goal of the season, guys.
Yeah,
nice time to score and give the
look at that traffic.
SLPCR 2-0 lead.
Yeah, great job. He made Michael Campbell down in front. May not have gotten a point out of it, but he was certainly a factor. As not only he, but the defender trying to keep him away. We're both providing that screen for Ledoux. And Ayland is on the board, and SLPCR has a 2-0 lead.
And as a goaltender, that's a tough one to give up.
Oh, it's tough, but he didn't see it.
He did not.
Okay, see what happens. Keep playing
Anderson,
defense.
quick shot, misses wide.
Well, the Wings looking for a quick answer here, try and cut into this 2-0 lead.
Skolstad had it knocked free by Barsness. A little give and go with Ryerson. Barsness uses his speed around the corner, lost it as he tried to cut back into the middle. Skolstad back the other way. Nice solid hit by Berg, but the play continues. Out front, a one-timer and a great stick by Adams as he deflected Cragthorpe's shot up and over the net.
Yeah, thank goodness. That was
right
great
there.
opportunity.
Yeah, it was all alone.
That was the best scoring chance of the game thus far for the Wings.
Yeah, this unit that's out there now, they really move the puck. So you got to watch out. And they're sending a guy flying out to the neutral zone, loosening things up.
Good forecheck. Oh. And then Arbogast fanned on the attempt, and that is offsides.
Yeah.
Anderson lost the handle a little bit, and Cragthorpe forced in before the puck.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Just one little bumble or one little pressure at the line to get him outside. That's why, as a defender, you want to play those lines.
When we talk about it, it's a race to 6 and the confidence they have in their scoring, but questions they have on their back end. Also, I wonder, obviously not very familiar with their team other than what you can get from a box score.
Yeah.
How do they handle adversity? They're coming off a 9-2 loss that I'm guessing, because just about every hockey player in the world feels they never lose a game 9-2 legitimately.
No.
So you're a little frustrated by that. You're coming in, you want to bounce back. You look at a team like SLPCR, you think, hey, this is a team. Will the Wings start to falter if this deficit grows any larger?
Well, I wonder about their depth. We'll see how much this first line plays for them. I think they get a lot of ice time. So just
get a lot of ice time.
Wear them out.
Yep.
Keep playing the body.
I mean, they do play. We'll play 4 lines, but they do get majority of that time goes to that top line for sure.
Kish dances his way around the corner, but can't get all the way around on Evan Hickrus. Herkus able to keep him out of the front. This
3-2
effort taken away by Shower. Shower gets to the blue line and just shovels it in.
Good job by Clark on the back check, forcing that guy wide and not giving him space.
Capon sends it ahead for Kish. Drops it back. Clark, his shot is blocked. Tries a low angle shot. That missed. Shaken up on the block was Shower. He heads to the bench for Armstrong Cooper. Recovering it is Mellum. He turns and shoots. That didn't make it through to the net. Wings able to get it back out to center. Capon turns it around. Clark tried to leave it there for Mellum, but it was broken up by Riley.
Yep.
Good job. That was a nice little play there.
Tranby will dump it in. Ledoux gloves it down, leaves it there for Nicholas Lear. Lear across over the stick of Leo Riley, but into the zone is Gladney. Gladney sends it across. Lear tried to look out front for a deflection, but it was broken up and sent behind. Keeping it in at the blue line is Swanson.
Yeah, this has been a trouble spot, getting out of the zone at the top of the blue line.
Gladney is shot. Pad save by Wicks. I keep wanting to say Wise, which is he hasn't been in net for
a long time
for 6 years, but Mellum hauled down as he battled for the puck. Back the other way come the Wings. That's onside. Gladney 1v2 trying to dance his way through. He comes up empty and dragged into the corner and held there by Campbell. Can't get it out. Gladney gets it back in the corner. Plays it out to Skolstad. Skolstad steps around as it chopped off his stick. Gladney trying to play it back to the point again. Solid hit there by Mellum, but unable to get the puck out. And now it finally comes to center. A race. Guzman couldn't quite get a stick to it. Cragthorpe, top of the circle, shot off the glove, off the post, rebound tipped home by Northrop. And they are gonna cut this lead in half late in the first period.
Well, they needed it, Jerry. They filled with the offensive power that they have. I'm sure they were very frustrated they couldn't get a tally here in the first period.
Well, it's too bad. Goaltender, he had the puck, got a glove on it, but it's just an unfortunate bounce, and no one's able to clear it out of the crease.
Well, and I thought that Northrop had poked the rebound in, but maybe it went off the back of Wicks.
Yes, it did.
Off the goalie's back.
Off the glove, off the crossbar, off the back of his leg, and into the net. And they're right back on the attack. The return pass missed for Anderson. Getting into the zone as Barsness had it poked off his stick. Support comes. Ryerson trying to get it back to him. That's taken away by Cassidy. Played out, and here's Cragthorpe into the zone down the left wing. He'll skate behind. High slot, Anderson. Leaves it behind.
Northrop
Shot
is right
pass
there.
by Cassidy looking to the back post for Northrop. He had all kinds of net, but not able to stay strong on the lower hand. Ryerson dances his way through. He had help. He was looking out front, but it was broken up. Boston Green was streaking towards that back post. They try and spring Cragthorpe. And instead, Wicks wisely plays it off the glass and out to center.
Yeah, good play by Wicks. He read that really well. Win those puck battles.
Played back to Cragthorpe. Northrop plays it across. Cassidy down low. Little give and go. One-timer didn't have a lap on it. Went wide of the net. Back out to the point. Skolstad plays it across. Down low. Sent it across the top of the crease, but the redirect wasn't there. Northrop down to the corner. Fanning on the one-timer was Anderson. Barsness had it knocked away, not able to clear the zone. 3-on-2. Anderson shot blocked into the corner. Cragthorpe can't recover. Adams leaves it behind the net. Played out by Northrop, but right to Clark. Off the boards, Kish into the zone. Kish out front. Armagoss tried to jam it in tight, but it was all sealed up by Ledoux. Back the other way come the Wings. Anderson with some room, top of the circles, plays it across, partially deflected, but it did get through. Northrop back out to the point. Walking into a wrist shot was Shower. It was deflected up and out of play, and we've got a stoppage with 1:11 left in this first period.
Yeah, that first unit really moves the puck, and they're dangerous. Every time they're out there, they move that puck, and they have speed. So, and they're really looking for that backdoor play an awful lot for Northrop, and that's
it
probably
was
why
open.
it's a lot of goals.
It was open the last time, and unfortunately for them, they couldn't connect.
Yeah.
But Northrop was right there with an empty net, or open net, I should say.
No, SLPCR just has to bear down right now.
Able to chip it out to center here. Back into his own zone for it is Evan Herkis. My dyslexia is catching up with me this afternoon.
That's all right. You'll get over it.
Kish carries in, leaves it off for Tranby. To Clark, top of the circles, a shot. Ledoux has some trouble. Rebound, and Kish hit the side of the post. And the net came off again with 32 seconds left. Kish able to get that rebound, get it to his backhand, but just not able to get the angle into the empty net.
Shaking his head because he had that one. Good play, good drop pass to Clark, and there it is. The shot, rebound, he's right there. Just good play, get that stick maneuvered at the last second to get that puck in. Sometimes you've got a short hand, that top and bottom hand. Just slide him a hair, and you might get the right angle there. Plus, you'll have more strength on the stick, too. And just drive the net. Just go right through the net with the puck in your body. Good play.
Capon able to knock it away from Wigfield as he raced down that left wing. This one hops over the stick of Riley, but he's able to keep it in. Now jam back out to center. 15 seconds left in the period. Jacob Swanson got it into the zone. SLPCR able to send it back out. This one's dumped in deep. Icing waved off, but Tranby going to try to just burned the last couple of seconds. He got away from him, but he did it. He held it long enough for the buzzer to sound.
Good thing.
SLPCR will go to the locker room with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, good entertaining period. I thought SLPCR did a pretty good job in their D zone. I want to see them clean up right around the top of their blue line a little bit, and that's one thing that'll help them a lot in the second period.
Well, down on the home bench with head coach Connor Gagnon is our Howie Shapiro.
Thanks, Coach. You know, we talked about the fact that obviously you wanted to stay out of the box. You did so in that first period. You have a 2-1 lead at this point. Tough goal going off the back of Wicks. Talk about that first period and what you saw from your guys.
Honestly, I think we have a little bit more to give. I thought it was kind of a slow start despite scoring 2 goals. I think we were kind of standing around a little bit. I think we got to get back to moving our feet and getting in on the forward check, but we're fortunate to be up 2-1.
Yeah, I think you guys did a good job besides the pressure down in your end. Thought you did a really good job of stopping that first line for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, I think it was a fine period defensively, but we're still standing around and watching too much. I think we got another gear to get to in the second.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second. We're going to break down that first period right after this. Thanks, Connor.
Back at the creek, get yourself some rubber for Chuck-a-Puck. That'll take place during the second intermission. We had an entertaining first period between SLPCR and the Armstrong Cooper Wings. Good back and forth action. SLPCR getting a couple before Armstrong Cooper was able to cut that lead in half.
Yeah, well, Cooper kind of hung on, but SLPCR did a great job back checking early, getting the puck out of their zone. They had a little bit more of a problem at times getting the puck out of the zone, and the Wings kind of took advantage of one shift where they held it in the zone, moved that puck around, and got a nice opportunity and scored.
And you can see that, the strength of that first line for Armstrong Cooper. And so I know it's something that we talked about with Coach Gagnon about what they do to make sure they limit that. But it's always tough to give up a goal when it goes off the back of your own goaltender. But you got to commend them. They did a nice job in that first period.
SLPCR started the scoring just over a minute in. Jackson Barsness, a little give and go with Ryerson, and then he slips the backhand underneath the keeper and gets SLPCR on the board. Then a shot from the point, and really unable to see it all the way was Ledoux. Aylen getting his first of the season. And then, the Cragthorpe shot goes off of Wicks's glove, off the crossbar, off the back of his leg and into the net. And, the bounce was fortunate for the visitors, and it means that we have a game that could easily go either way.
Yeah, we do. And the one thing, both teams doing a really good job protecting the house. Only have 4 to 3 shots, with the Wings having 1 extra shot. But that is a good number to keep it under 5 is great.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and I think coming out in the second period, I think the SLPCR would love to get an opportunity to try and increase this lead because they know how many goals they scored in the Wings coming into the season, and they're going to have to put the puck in the back of the net in order to win.
Well, and that's the reason that, as I had talked about, they were handled pretty easily by Elk River coming in off a 9-2 loss. Had SLPCR scored that third goal, it would have been huge to have that 3-goal lead. But since Armstrong Cooper was able to get that next tally, it changes the complexion of the game entirely.
Yeah. And one of my keys for the game, Howie, was discipline. And both teams are doing a real good job. They're not getting cheap. They're playing physical, but they're keeping it within the rules, and that's nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Very clean first period.
0 penalties in the first period for either squad. Cragthorpe right away comes in. His shot deflected up and out of play by Dylan Berg.
Yep,
or Landon Berg.
Good stick on stick. That's what you want to do in the D zone.
Well, I think Coach Michael had probably said to the guys between periods, let's just put the pressure on. Let's continue to keep that zone presence and good things will happen.
Face off to the right of Alex Wicks.
Ooh.
Anderson slips behind Kish and then flips the shot up and over. Northrop keeping it in at the blue line. Pressure from Anderson forces a turnover. Trying to look back door as Cassidy was creeping down the far side. Puck comes free to Anderson again. Gets it behind the net. Pressured there. Tied up by Kish. Adams moves it along for Armagast. He can't get it ahead for Clark. It's sent across. Berg will send it off the glass and out. Stopped up by the birthday boy. Clark tried to feed Armagast on the way in. Now gets it back to him. Armagast fans on the shot. Adams steps in, knocks it away from Northrop. Puck high out in toward the slot, knocked down by Tanner Cassidy. That one deflected up high off the glass all the way down. Anderson gets position, gets the puck out front to goal. Cragthorpe has his second of the night.
What a beautiful feed to him, and that was a much cleaner goal than that first one, obviously, but just a beautiful feed to give him the puck, and he was right there in front of him, and not much Wicks could do on that.
You got to not forget about the guy coming in late, sneaking down the slot.
You can't get beat to that puck in the first place.
Yep, that's right. 2 mistakes. There's your first one. Here's your second one. Yep, right there. He's 19, has his head up, nice pass, and right into the soft spot. And we have a tie hockey game early, only a minute and 1.
There's a reason why Nicholas Anderson is the leading scorer in the state. Plays a smart game, plays hard, got position, got the takeaway, and then got his head up and found a teammate in Cragthorpe. Has his second of the night. James Cragthorpe, just a sophomore.
Yeah, and that line is still out there. Like you say, I wish we had our CTN timer clock on that so we could log their ice time for the day, but I think they're going to have a lot of minutes out there as we're having a little problem down the crease.
They need some grease.
Trying to keep the net from popping off, as we saw it do a couple of times in the first period. Toby Tranby, the helpful captain.
Yeah, he's got the water bottle, getting a little spray as the referee is getting the snow so they can make a little more
They're
ice.
still having a little trouble there.
No,
Post comes out.
Have to get the regular crew out here to fix that.
There they go. I think they have it.
Right.
I think we're good. We're good to go. A little bit of a delay, but not much.
Not a bad break for the team in white after that goal scored to just kind of regroup.
Yeah, the equalizer early here in period number 2.
Yeah, but that first line stays out there for the Wings.
Well, now they got a little bit of a rest too with treating that goal, making sure everything is okay to get it back moorings.
Like a timeout for him.
Yeah, it is like a timeout for him, correct.
Face off, won by the Hawks, but then poked away from Northrop. The pass behind Cragthorpe all the way down. Tranby behind his own net, looking for Ryerson. He was tied up by Cassidy. Comes back to the Wings end. Good pressure from Green. And that was one thing that I thought was somewhat impressive for SLPCR in the first half, or in the first period. They forechecked really well and had good support in the offensive end. So that each time the Wings player thought they had gotten past one, thought they had a little room to breathe, the support came over the top.
Yep, saw it right there.
There's Green trying to work his way toward the net, taken away by Skolstad. Spins away from Barsness behind. Barsness continues the pressure, passing to Anderson in the middle. His pass out of the reach of Northrop. That'll go all the way down, and that'll be icing. And a face-off back in the Armstrong end with exactly 15 minutes on the clock here in the second period.
Yeah, and that's key to the rest of the game, is to make sure you get that puck down in the Wings end and you forecheck and get a turnover and get some opportunities. Because right now they're still stuck on 6 shots.
Well, if you keep it down in their end, it makes it difficult for an offensive team like the Wings to put the puck in the net. But, I mean, you look at both Anderson and Northrop, you can tell they played together for a long time. You can see the chemistry between them.
Yes, yeah, they pass the space and they know the guy's going to get there.
Gladney to center. Looked for a short pass that didn't click, and it sent right back in, but that will be icing.
Icing. Well, the one thing we've seen with SLPCR sometimes, Howie, is they have a good first period, and as the game goes on, they start having problems, and they give up some goals.
Consistency.
They got to hang in there. They got to just keep grinding.
Campbell to take the draw against Gladney. Those two battle into the corner. Gladney comes away with it. Circles behind. Turns away from Matchy. Bumped by Campbell along the backboard. Out to the point. Riley in a little bit of trouble. Coughed it up, and it was sent out to center by Mellum. Wings get it turned right back around. Swanson to Gladney. Bouncing puck. Couldn't get a clean pass. Guzman turns it back into the wing zone. He's ridden off of it, but stays with the puck. Aylett through traffic. It worked once, but not this time. He misses wide. It comes off the end board. Pass out to the middle for Gladney. He's bumped by Aylett, but able to get it into the zone. Mellum plays it across. Aylett will take it off the boards. Ahead for Campbell. Just got the tip of his stick on it, and unfortunately couldn't control. Mellum keeps it in. Campbell tried to play it back, and that was just into a couple of blue jerseys. Weiser tied up along the end boards. And now Adams will send it to Campbell, and ahead for Guzman into the zone. And that's going to be the first penalty of the game. And some retaliation both sides. And this is the stuff you can't get dragged into, and yeah, we're gonna have. We had no penalties in the first minute, in the first period. We're gonna have at least a couple here.
Yeah,
there will be the initial penalty, and I'm gonna guess we're gonna have at least a retaliation, and maybe a one retaliation on each side. Guzman going to the bench.
Yeah,
he was not the initial.
The initial
man
hit
in.
was a dangerous hit.
It was a dangerous hit.
I got two. I think it was Mellum that was the original hit, and as he goes over there, I think they're looking at a game misconduct as the discussion and why.
Here. And that's just a direct, dangerous play.
Yeah, you can't.
The numbers are there. You got to lay off.
Yeah, and that's some of the things we talked about with Coach Gagnon, and I did earlier. Is just way too many penalties that were taken this season, and that's going to hurt.
Well, that hurts. Official went down the middle of that as well. Oops, ouch. Well, that's what gets you in trouble. Now, if you put the Wings in the power play, we know what could happen because their power plays are really good.
Yep.
You got two each in the box, so we'll see if this just washes out and if there's a 5, which would make it a different situation.
Yes, it would make it a tough situation for the SLPCR if that's the case.
Well, all of these penalties are coming at 3:33 of the second period. Still sorting it all down.
Yeah, that's a dangerous.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It's got to lay off. You can ride him into the wall.
And then there's some things getting heated.
Lear is in the box now. He came out and he is going to the player bench, but he was certainly in there throwing punches after the fact. And
well, when you start throwing punches, that should be a game.
Well, and it really should be. I think it's tough, but there were definitely punches thrown from both teams. Does that automatically become a game? Usually it's just going to be roughing, offsetting twos. I think what we see here is the offsetting twos, and then the big question is, do they call it 2 or do they call it 5? On the initial hit by Blake Mellum. And just looking at it, and because of the length they are taking to explain the call, I'm going to go with a good chance that is going to be 5.
Yep.
And will it come with a 10? Will it come with a game? I don't know.
We'll
have to wait and see. They did have a game misconduct in that Totino game.
Yep.
Coincidental minor penalties have been assessed on Armstrong keepers number 21 Nolan Whitfield and SLPCR's number 3, Sebastian Guzman. Double minors, 2 minutes for roughing, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
So you got 4 minutes offsetting for Guzman and Nolan Wigfield, for 2 minutes for roughing, and 2 minutes for
major with a 10-minute misconduct. The time of all penalties,
10 minutes.
Yeah, I just heard that. I was going to mention it. So 2 minutes roughing, 2 minutes unsportsmanlike. So they'll sit in the box and it will do no damage to their team for the next 4 minutes. But Mellum in the box for 5 and 10. And in to serve his 5-minute penalty is Michael Campbell. Of course, Mellum's 10 minutes doesn't start until that 5 minutes expires. So he will be in the box until about a minute and a half into the third period.
Yeah, that's tough. That's definitely tough.
Well, yeah, you have a good hockey game going, and now we'll see what happens here with that strong power play. With 5 minutes, they can score as many as they want.
They can.
And they get the face-off win, and they get set up right away. Backdoor feed, broken up a bit by Clark. Anderson gets it back out to the point, now gets it right back from Skolstad. Up top, Cassidy walking to the middle. He'll take his shot. Pad save. Capon can't get it past the line. Kish pokes it further out.
Good job by Capon. He saw a spot and just whipped it out that way.
Anderson forces his way in down the right wing. He's got control behind the net. Out to the point for Cassidy. Cassidy into the middle. Can't get the shot through. Skolstad. Back for Cassidy. Kish. I don't know if his stick is broken. That makes it that much more difficult. No, he's going to grab it, so it's definitely not broken. Shot misses wide for Cassidy. Battle behind the net. SLPCR out manning the wings despite being shorthanded. It comes loose to Northrup. Top of the circles. Walks out. Poked away from it. Backdoor Anderson, what a save by Alex Wicks, sliding to his right.
Did a nice job of working the puck over to Anderson, and Wicks able to get a piece of it, preventing it from going in. But that was a great chance for the Wings.
You read that pass coming over. He squared up, and he got a nice space in the puck, and was able to make a good save. Yeah, so far, so good. Good pressure, making sure that the Wings are staying on the outside for the most part. And that's where you want them. You don't want them to get that pass across like that one there, where they're trying to get to that weak side.
Still working that net they were working earlier.
Yeah, well, that's good for the penalty killers, but also the power play gets to get a little more rest too, so they just stay out there. 1:15 in, and they're still cruising on the power play.
A lot of time on the power play left.
You know, take a minute at a time, just 1 minute at a time, just keep clicking it off.
Craig Thorpe will dig it off the boards, far side, stops up top, will walk across.
There you go.
His pass broken up, but really sent right to a dangerous spot, and Gladney was at the top of the crease, and for a second there he went, whoa, are you giving me this?
Yep, it was there.
Northrup plays it across. Anderson back across. Good stick by Barsness to disrupt. In the skates of Anderson, looks to shoot, now goes across. Northrup, top shelf, and he finds a little bitty hole to give Armstrong Cooper their first lead of the game.
That was a pretty goal, guys. That really was a great angle.
Well, you can see that's the play they wanted to run. They tried it 4 or 5 times. They wanted to just whip it all the way across to the left and all the way across to the right, try to find the seam and get a one-timer. And that's probably how Northrup gets a lot of his goals. You see, that's a long pass to make to it. Just got to get those sticks on the ice and know that it's coming on the seam.
It's a tough angle right at the bottom of the circle. But Northrup able to find the hole, short side, top shelf.
Well, they got one, and they still have 3:07.
Anderson's entry disrupted and rejected, and back at his own blue line is Northrup. Tanner Cassidy, a little bobble on the handoff there with Skolstad. Anderson recovers, uses speed down the wing, broken up by Tranby, and sent back to the wing's end. Skolstad into the zone. Cassidy leaves it back for Anderson. Cassidy bobbles it up top and then comes back out to center.
That's good. Pressure him on the top. That's the way to do it. There you go.
Tipped away by Clark. Clark trying to find a way around Cassidy. He knows that this top group has been out there since the start of this power play, approaching a 3-minute shift.
They gotta be tired.
Advantage. Oh, they are. That's why you're seeing him bobble those handoffs and things. But they're keeping the pressure on. Northrop stops up, spins, looks, recovers, walks to the face-off. Down out front, a redirect by Gladney trying to hammer away. And he'll play to the whistle. Capon there to keep him off the net.
He got 3 for a quarter there, Howie.
He did get 3 for. Anytime you get 3 for a quarter, it's a bargain. But again, good pressure inside.
And then a lot of pad whacking.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many shots they'll actually put on the board. I'll count it as 2, but
Give them 2. The third one might have been in the past, but Armstrong.
That stick,
they're taking a timeout.
that stick can't be loose there. It can't be.
Oh, it's got to be tied up. But it was loose for the whole time. Well, Armstrong wants to rest that group and get them out there. They know they want another goal here because that's where they live, on the power play.
Yeah, and it's that rule of 6. They want to score 4 goals or 2 goals a period, and they want to have at least 4 goals after period number 2.
Yeah.
Smile on the face of head coach Casey Michaela.
Yeah, well, he's got the lead. They fought back and he scored the last 2 goals.
And still 1:47 to go on the major advantage.
Yeah, and they've held SLPCR without a shot so far in this period.
Able to get 6 of their own.
Yeah. Oh, see what they come up with this. Well, it's a penalty killer. They're trying to get that puck to the seam, so you want to make sure the sticks are on the ice. And you want to make sure you're not having your back to the play.
And you're still keeping that top line out there.
Oh, yeah, that's why he's at the timeout.
That's exactly right.
They were gassed and they needed a little bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Well, and that tells you something about you. We talked about the depth.
Yeah.
They know they've got a couple of really high-end weapons, and that's what happens when you have depth concerns. Is you get an opportunity with a 5-minute major, you make sure that you take a timeout midway through and can keep that top unit out there for essentially the whole 5 minutes.
Yep, that's what they're going to. Yep, they're going to do that.
Now 6 shots on this power play.
Yeah.
3, not quite 3.5 minutes into it.
Yeah, that's a lot of shots, but I think that's a tribute to the penalty kill. Has been pretty good so far, holding them only to 6.
They have.
That's it. Pressure him. Good block. Keep it on. Get it out. There you go. Help your guy.
Look like the Patton and Jerry Grant snapshot on that one.
Oh no.
Skolstad back behind his own net. Flip it across for Anderson. He's got wheels. Hit Northrop in the skates. Barsness tried to poke it free behind him. Nearly had an opportunity to catch him napping. Skolstad gets it to Anderson into the zone. Gladney with room. Leaves it back instead for Cassidy. Down to Anderson on the near side. Back up to Cassidy. Across Northrop. Back out, and then Skolstad's return was taken away and cleared the length by Austin Adams.
Yep. Good job, Adams. You read that was going to go back down to that corner the other way.
Yeah, and then clear it out. And
I'm just shocked that Gladney. How do you not shoot?
Yeah.
You're open. You're halfway between the hash marks and the top of the crease.
Agreed.
And he sent it back to the top.
Unselfish, I guess. Yep. Here he comes. Woo.
Skolstad couldn't slip past the last line of defense, but Anderson keeps it in the zone. His shot deflected into the corner. He's able to recover it himself. Down to the final 15 seconds. Cassidy walks it across. Skolstad, a shot, a save. Clark shovels it the length, and that's going to pretty much do it for the 5-minute major to Mellon.
Yeah, good penalty kill.
I was going to say, it could have been worse, obviously, and good job killing off that big penalty.
Yeah, now you want to get some momentum going the other way. Feed off of that.
They'd like to get a shot on goal.
They would like to get a shot on goal. Nice.
Backhanded opportunity, and Wicks takes it right in the chest, stops play, and gets a face-off in his end. Just over 8 minutes to go in period number 2.
Yeah, good passing. That's just nice 1 pass, 2 back, and
Yeah,
to the backhander.
Yeah, I mean, put it right there.
The old give and go situation. Bread and butter.
This one sent down and around. First one on it, Matchy, he's bullied off of it. Pangarakis had it momentarily for the Wings. Matchy able to get it back out to center. Right back in comes Leo Riley. Left it off for Woldke. He was relieved of the puck by Boston Green. It bounces back. Swanson shot from the point, hit traffic out front, ends up in the corner. Matchy flipped it. Not enough to get it out. Barsness comes onto the loose puck, leads the charge down the right wing. Fanned on the shot, went off the boards, off the side of the net. Ashton Ryerson plays it out to Matchy at the point. Back down low, out of the reach of Boston Green. Ryerson plays it back to the corner. There's Barsness trying to walk out front, flipped a little backhander on, but ready for it was Ledoux. Played out to the point. Aylen will play it back down low. Here's Barsness, a quick shot, and getting just enough was Ledoux, and he's able to scramble and get a cover.
Yeah, he was.
That one nearly found a hole.
He was fortunate that he was able to recover it and grab that puck, and he's also fortunate there wasn't a white jersey right on that side of the net.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, good shift by Barsness there. He did a lot of good hard work using his speed. Yeah, good reaction. Goaltender just wants to get a piece of the puck, and then good things usually happen, and he did.
Adams walks down, rebound out front, but secured by Marty Schauer. And the Wings eventually able to get it out. Gladney had it chopped away by Adams. Able to recover, spins off the boards, had it roll off the end of his stick, recovers, takes a shot, hit his own teammate as it hits Zach Swanson out front. Played to the boards and out. Recovering it and turning it at center was Evan Herkis. Wings get it back in, tried to play it out front, but that pass didn't click either. Austin Adams flips it up and out. Knocking it down with Sebastian Guzman, but had a teammate in by about, 3 or 4 feet. It's a relatively easy offside call.
Yeah, good play by the Wings. They're able to get a little body on the player at the blue line and force him offside.
Well, so far SLPC are at least keeping it close at this point, and I think that that's to their advantage, and they'd certainly like to try and get the equalizer here.
Next goal is huge.
Yep.
Armagast sends it down. Ledoux couldn't stop it up behind the net, but they get it to Cragthorpe. He gets it ahead, and this is going to be offside. And it's going to be all the way down for intentional offside.
Good try. Now they're trying to stretch that rink out a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I like the thought.
Yeah, clearly Nicholas Anderson's got some speed.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just going to put it at center? Oh, just outside their blue line?
Nope.
That's fair. The where the pass had come from. Tie up off the draw. Anderson kicking at it, taking it free is Northrup, sent back into the zone. Cassidy, a glance over his shoulder, stays away from Arbogast. Gets it ahead. Anderson takes a big hit. Cragthorpe will get it back, trying to jam home the hat trick, but unable to do so. A couple of big saves for Alex Wicks.
Yes, huge saves for Wicks. He came up big for sure.
Yeah, nice hit by Capon, and Armstrong was able to spring that puck into the middle like that, right there.
Cragthorpe and Tranby both go down. No whistle coming, and Anderson returns the favor, puts a shoulder into Capon in the corner. Northrup up top, trailed by Clark, leaves it back to the point. Skolstad
Oh, they love that.
sends it across. Cragthorpe back out. Cassidy, Cragthorpe, bottom of the circle, gets it out front. A point-blank save for Alex Wicks, and he's able to cover up as they got Tanner Cassidy.
Yeah, and Wicks is
activating and rolling in from the blue line.
Wicks was fortunate he got enough of that puck where it just trickled out in front of him, and he was able to gather it up because there are some blue jerseys right there, drooling, looking to put it home.
Yeah, they love that play when they set a guy up on that weak side just around the dot, and they usually find him because all the traffic is somewhere else. Got to keep an eye on that guy.
Anderson sent out of the circle. Skolstad will step in, and he'll win the draw. Cragthorpe will play it across for Northrup. Back for Cassidy. Here's Skolstad, back to Cassidy, out of his reach, down into the corner. Barsness will play it off the boards. He's slowed there. Cragthorpe moves it along. Northrup recovers, keeps it in at the blue line. Sends it back to the near side blue. Tied up, and Barsness collects the loose puck, tipped off his stick by Northrup. Anderson sends it back into the corner. Northrup back for Anderson, looked out front, and Cragthorpe had to try and catch it with his skates, unable to do so, but Skolstad steps down and around. The net has come off once again.
Yeah, thank goodness.
That's a troublesome net.
Yeah, it is. Well, that was a good break for SLPCR because that line was starting to get their forecheck going and using their speed. Got to get a body on a guy. Can't let him walk around the back of the net all day. The shots are 18-9 now. They're doubled up.
Yep.
Benefiting from 6 or 7 on the power play.
Yeah, that helped.
Anderson, great backhand feed, but the one-timer by Cassidy missed the net. Came all the way back out to center.
Yeah, just a good passer.
Northrup tracked back into his own zone, but able to slip it past the forecheck and find a teammate. And now Anderson into the zone. Here's Northrup. Waits, delays, recovers, stops up on the boards, lost it in the official skates. And now we have it played with a high stick, and we're going all the way to the other end. 3:39 to go. Period number 2.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
SLPCR scored the first 2 goals of the game. Jackson Barsness just 1 minute 9 seconds into the contest.
Yeah.
And then midway through, they made it 2-0 on a goal. I put it as Jackson Barsness, but it was Ian Ayland from the point.
Yep.
A late goal from Cragthorpe made it 2-1, and then 2 here in this period have given Armstrong Cooper the lead. They scored 101 in. Cragthorpe his second of the night. And then the power play goal from Brady Northrup was the go-ahead goal, and that came with 5:24 into the period.
Well, what SLPCR needs to do, they're having success on the forecheck.
Right.
They just are not able to get the puck down in that end and get after it. Give credit to the wings because they're controlling play right now.
Well, again, you're only down by a goal, so you know an opportunity if you can slip one past.
Yeah, they got through that 5-minute.
Face-off win. Shot is blocked out front by Bird. They tried to spring.
The draw, play good defense here.
Face-off one, but the Wings, a little mix-up the top of the zone, but they dump it back in deep. They get in on the forecheck. SLPCR able to flip it back out to center.
There you go.
Carlson tips it away from Swanson. Battles for position. Support comes from Campbell. Campbell lost the handle. Turning out with it is Jacob Swanson, and now skating through center is Lucas Wojcik. Wojcik into the zone, shoots wide. Bangarak is taken to the boards on the far side, comes back loose to Wojcik. Wojcik circles away from the pressure and now trying to evade Campbell as well. That shot misses wide, up to the point and tipped out by Armagast. Aiden Armagast finds a little bit of room. He shoots wide. Clark keeps it in at the far side. A lot of bodies on the ice as they changing there. You always hold your breath a bit when the puck is played to the bench during a line change. This one tipped past Tranby. He battles with Zach Swanson at the blue line. Puck still loose. Wodke carries in. Wodke. Shot from a long way out by Schauer is sucked up by Wicks, and he'll hold on.
Yeah, Wicks is doing a good job. He's holding his ground.
Yeah, just keeping him in there. I mean, and again, this high-powered offense, he's done a nice job of making some of the big saves. That one goal he gave up, unfortunately, off his back, that, you know, tough to predict those kind of things.
Yeah, just a defender able to shake the pressure at the blue line and get a shot on goal. Force him wide, keep him from getting there.
Gladney kicked out of the face-off dot. He'll be replaced by Swanson. Swanson sends it to the corner, gets there first, sends it around for Dallas Benson. Gladney, top of the circles. That hit traffic out front and deflected wide. Lear just sends it down and around. Tranby trying to poke at it. Gladney stops it up. Tranby takes it back. Full backhanded feed for Clark with speed down the left wing. Clark trying to gain the corner, and does. Trying to go short side, but Ledoux able to get his shoulder on it. Tranby at the blue line, plays it down low. Kish fighting through some stick checks. Kept in by Armagast in the corner. Capon stepping in from the blue line, couldn't keep it in. Under a minute to go. And that is going to be offside. Kish disagrees, didn't think it ever made it out.
Yeah, well, close to the referee.
Hard to see from our angle, and he's certainly much closer.
Yeah.
In his opinion, matters far more than ours.
Yeah, ours doesn't matter at all.
Correct.
We might think so, but nope. Too bad they had something going there, but just kind of keep it up. 53 seconds left. Just kind of get the puck back down on that end and get after it, see if you can get a goal.
Adams to Tranby. Tranby sends it down and around. Adams will collect out of the corner, has a little bit of room, sends it across for Tranby. Tranby. Just too far for Ashton Ryerson. Good thought, a little indirect, trying to build numbers on the weak wing. Anderson sidesteps a check, but Ryerson kept it in, poked away from him by Skolstad, and here's Northrup trying to get the jump on Barsness. He did, but Craigthorpe was in a step too early. 19.9 to go. And get a little bit of a collision behind the play. And I don't know that either of the officials was looking at that.
They weren't looking at all, no.
Craigthorpe ended up on the ice. And
yes, I have a feeling that we'll have an interesting third period. Then physical. Now they're going to have the face-off out there where it should be.
Oh, yeah, usually that's where you have it after an offside.
Hello, create a dot.
I mean, I'm sure that the Wings would love to have an offensive zone draw.
That was not a smart play there.
Bad time for it, and right at the end of this period, and some chirping going. And
he wasn't trying to do it on purpose. He just kind of reached his leg down. He's got in a bad position. Wasn't trying to trip him. Just happened. Well, that's the thing. The period's not over until it is, and then you can get yourself in trouble in the last 20 seconds, and that happened there, unfortunately. Well, you saw the end of the result there. So we'll see the Wings get another power play.
This one swung around. Craigthorpe got a piece but couldn't keep it in. Skolstad quickly to Anderson into the zone. Gets it to Gladney. Gladney taking his time that he did not have, and the buzzer sounds. But they'll have a minute 47 of power play, and
That's big for them.
start the third period, and then Mellum will complete his misconduct about a minute and a half into that third period as well. Down on the bench with Wings head coach Casey Michaela is our Howie Shapiro.
Coach, you know, you've got to be pleased with that second period versus that first period. I think you guys did a really good job of putting the pressure on you. Obviously, you got that 3-2 lead. Talk about those first two periods and what you saw from your squad.
Yeah, I mean, they're making it really tough on us. Their sticks are in lanes every time we try to make a cross-ice pass, which is something that, you know, we try to pride ourselves on being able to hit those seams, and right now we're not able to, especially in the first. And the second I got on them about, you know, some more effort, which I thought we had. But, I mean, Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids is playing really, really well and making things tough for us. So we got to see what we got in the third.
You're going to take that skater advantage into that third period. What's your message to the guys going into the break here?
We got to make simple plays on the power play. That's why I called that timeout. You know, more so than the rest of the guys that were out there. I just felt like, you know, we scored and then we got tired of making simple plays and we wanted to try fancy stuff, and we had an opportunity there to extend our lead, and we were getting away from making the right decisions.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the third. We're going to take a quick break, and the boys and I will be back to talk about that second period right after this.
All right, Howie, take a look. Our opponents are on this side, and the Cardinals are over here. Where's the line of scrimmage?
Right here.
Good. So obviously the Cards want to get the ball downfield anywhere over here, and the other guys are pushing back this way over here. So one strategy would take...
Hey, Joe.
What?
Tic-tac-toe. I win.
Back at the Crick, the unicorn dab is what the Cardinals are hoping to pull off in the third period. They're looking for the comeback after a period in the second that saw them go from up 2-1 to down 3-2.
Well, they're lucky that 5-minute power play. They only gave up one. It could have been worse.
Could have been much worse.
They're still in the game.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for them is the fact they're only a goal behind, and you know they're going to be the skater short. So I think it's really important for their penalty kill, which they've been working on all week and all last week, to really come to fruition here.
Well, and as we talked about, they'd like to not have to rely on their PK as much as they have this season, but they will have another minute and 47 seconds to kill off to start the third. It was a pretty goal for Craig Thorpe, and then the power play goal, cross seam. You heard Coach talking about they really like those seam passes going side to side, and we've noticed that that's obviously a tendency that they have. It was a pretty goal, but that was the only one they got, and Northrop put it in a little tiny hole, but fortunately it was the only one they got. Mission number one, kill off the next 147.
Yeah, that's it. And, you know, just keep that discipline for the third period and stay in the hockey game and try to pull one out.
Yeah, and try and get a little more than 5 shots on net, and that's a big key for them, I think, here, because you know you're so susceptible to this team in the Wings team putting the puck in the back of the net, and I think that they're going to have to continue to try and play pressure.
Yeah, you got to get possession. That's what the Wings do. They possess the puck and they don't give it back. So you got to try to win battles.
Well, and as you have talked about, Jerry, some struggles exiting the zone. For SLPCR, we've seen them just flip it up and out on a handful of occasions. Not what I typically want to see on your breakout, but as long as it gets out past the blue line, that's the most important part. But they just really haven't been able to generate any kind of rush from a breakout that moves through neutral zone with speed. And certainly not in that second period. That second period just had zero rhythm. Kish wipes out Skolstad on zone entry, and
that's good.
SLPCR able to get it back out.
That is effective.
Craig Thorpe just sends it in deep. This one's fired the length of the ice by Landon Bird.
That's good. Getting the loose pucks first and getting them down the ice.
Yeah, and then just taking time off that penalty kill.
There you go.
Skolstad pressured by Clark. will continue to trail him. Will knock the puck off his stick at center ice. Adams stepped up to assist, and now Adams is able to clear it off the boards and all the way back down.
So you do it right there.
Anderson into the zone, steps around Allen down into the corner. Will skate behind. Up to the top, Craigthorpe. Can't slip it through all that traffic, and this one is sent all the way down, and that'll do it. This one given right back to Barsness, and just got a little too eager. He had all kinds of time to just walk into that and walk in on the keeper.
Yeah,
might be seeing that one in his dreams tonight.
More like his nightmare. It's getting chippy. It started, we saw a little get chippy at the end of that second period, and you can see a little pushing and shoving in front of the net.
Well, and that's because, when Jackson looks back at this and he goes, oh, I had so much time. He could have walked in on this, and he's got the goaltender already sliding out.
He thought he was going to get him on the one-timer, but that puck was wobbling.
Yeah, and if he just receives it, takes 2 strides, I think he's slides it in easily. He's got moves, but and then at the other end, Gladney came in and stopped up, gave Wicks a little bit of a snow shower, and SLPCR letting them know they didn't like that.
Nope.
I don't know that Gladney really could have avoided it, and he certainly was conciliatory to their shove. Said, I understand, guys, but I really meant no harm. And the Cardinals are the SLPCR guys.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get
there are a few Cardinals in the
there
group.
There are.
The Cardinal Panthers need to contain their emotions. They cannot afford any more.
No. Yeah, that was a great penalty kill. Now don't have another one. And do more of this. Forecheck, get the turnover, get good shots. Because when they've done that today, Howie, they've had success.
Face off to the right of Ledoux. Won by the wings, played across.
Up in the girder.
He was trying to get between the girders. He's trying to get between them.
They were going for the flip up and out, and Zach Swanson got a little bit too far underneath
Too much flip and not enough out.
Yeah.
Blocker save, rebound to the corner by Rusty Matchy. He's able to get it ahead, and here comes Armagos down the right wing. Tried to get it to Clark and hopped over his stick. He's well defended out front. Continues to battle 1v2 against a couple of wings in the corner. Clark had it momentarily. Gets some help from Boston Green. His shot off the side of the net. Ryerson overskates the rebound, and it's collected by Zach Swanson in the corner. Long out, Gadney through center. He attacks 1v3, goes behind his own legs. Matchy is not impressed and rides him off along the end boards, and Wicks covers it up. He really needs to read the room and be able to slip it to his. He had 2 defenders there.
Yep.
And a clear out.
Yep. No, good job keeping Gladney from getting to the net there. He's been dangerous all day.
I like the way Matchy played him.
Yeah.
He just squared him up and said, you're not getting past.
There you go.
You shall not pass.
Yeah. Defense 101.
Puck, body, or both?
Yeah.
13:29 to go in period number 3. The Armstrong Cooper Wings a 3-2 lead over SLPCR. Kept in at the line momentarily. Poked back out by Barsness. Now across. Hops over the stick of Green and all the way down. Skolstad looking over his shoulder, checking the pressure. Now will reverse for Tanner Cassidy. Cassidy knocked off it by Barsness. A shot and a save by Ledoux.
Well, Ledoux had to come up big there because Barsness was right there.
Ledoux has made some good saves with some of those shots.
He has.
Today. Again, there's the forecheck pressure, and there's the turnover because wing defense hasn't handled it very well.
Yeah, and Barsness with a really good look, tried to go over the pad under the glove, and Ledoux able to come down and make the save with his arm. Ryerson leaves it in the corner. Long stretch looking for Green. It was deflected through the neutral zone, and they nearly caught him behind the defense. Green recovers in the offensive zone, spins off the board, stays away from Anderson. Puck comes back to Anderson, plays it off the boards. Too far in front of Craig Thorpe. It comes in where Wicks can cover it up.
His angle was off by 1 degree, Howie, but that was a good try.
It was. Yeah, I like the thought. I like to, just to get it off the board and put that right to your teammate.
Yeah, they've done that a few times today.
Yeah, no, they've worked. I know they work on that in practice.
They evidently are good at math.
Yeah, they're good at geometry.
Class is good to them.
Yeah, they all got A's.
Anderson able to win the draw. Cragthorpe leaves it back. Cassidy over for Northrop. He shovels it down back into the corner. Anderson was well guarded there. Capon has it, turns away from Cragthorpe. Overskated it a bit, comes back to it, and then not much on that pass. It's broken up, and Anderson back on the attack. Capon rides him off the puck in the corner. The battle continues. Northrop takes a hit up high, shakes it off. Capon ends up with it behind the net. Capon trying to stay away from Northrop, skates to center, lost the handle, poked back in by Cassidy, fired around by Tranby. Northrop tied up. Clark comes away with the loose puck. Clark gets to center, taken away and sent back in by Anderson. Capon able to break it up, get it back out, and that one is going to be icing.
A spirited shift there. But here comes an ice with a draw. Yeah, try to get that puck down there and get some shots.
They're announcing Andrew Clark's birthday today, 18 years old. Remember when you were 18, Jerry? Can you remember that far back?
No, I can't.
No?
Well, it hasn't been too special for him on the ice as of yet, but there is still time for him.
Yeah, he's had a good game, but just hasn't scored.
Had a hat trick and a helper in their 4-1 win against Irondale on Saturday, and he is now the team's leading scorer.
Yeah.
But yeah, his team could use one from their senior captain here tonight.
Yeah, they could use some.
And there's no better way to celebrate a birthday than with a hockey win.
Yeah, a win and a goal would be a real nice stuff.
And as any competitor would tell you, they'd rather have the win than the goal.
Yes, but if you get both, that's a bonus.
Correct.
All right, there's that problem again, getting it out of the zone.
Well, the passes aren't clean.
No.
And then you go to the flip up and out, and then it's just a 50-50, and you got to win puck battles.
And then there's the pinch coming down all the time.
We're going to get our first SLPCR power play.
And it comes at a great time.
Tripped up in the corner.
Yeah. Well,
they're trying to get the equalizer. Now an opportunity for them to work on their power play.
Nolan Wakefield didn't wait. He just, he was, as soon as the whistle blew.
Well, yeah, that's.
He was.
Luckily, it's from the side.
He was going to the box. He went, I probably. Whoopsie.
Yeah.
The Wings are 82% on the penalty kill.
Oh, okay. So that's a possibility. Get well.
So you say they have a chance. Is that what you're going to say?
They have a chance.
Tranby able to hold it at the blue line. Clark walking in out front, just out of the reach of Kish.
Well, you got to watch out for Anderson on the penalty kill. He's a good player, so I can imagine he's probably didn't see if he had a shorthanded goal or not, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Barsness works past Anderson right down the middle, got away from him a little bit. That's flipped back out by Riley, ends up in the bench, so it'll stay in the zone. 1:28 to go on this power play.
And Howie, you come up with the information all the time.
Yeah, I got to do something. He's got 2 shorthanded goals on the season.
I would think so.
That's very unlike.
That's good.
Are we talking about Nicholas Anderson?
Yes, absolutely.
He's got speed. That's usually where you get your shorthanded goals. And as we've seen, he's a smart player. That one didn't get through. Ashton Ryerson just had the tie on his stick, a wide open net, and he absolutely fanned on it.
All he had to do is just tap that in.
That's unfortunate.
Put a little extra mustard on it and it just whiffed.
It was a beautifully set up play. Ashton Ryerson was 2 feet outside the blue paint with 24 square feet of webbing staring at him.
You're talking about a play that you're going to be thinking about.
Well, that's a couple here in this third period that may haunt the home team. Pass out front, broken up. Cassidy gets there and plays it all the way down. Down to the final 30 seconds of this power play. They've had a couple of good setups, but they don't yet have a shot on goal with the advantage. That one tied Kish up a little bit out front. Kish gets it back, trying to center. That was broken up. Ryerson tied up. Loose puck. Zachary Swanson played it ahead just out of the reach of Gladney. Gladney tracks it down in the offensive end, and that'll do it for the penalty to Nolan Wigfield.
Yep, they had their chances, just didn't tuck it in.
Nope, well, they had a great chance with a wide open net. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it happen.
It's not very often you hear me make that noise. Kish on the stretch pass behind the defense. And a huge save for Ledoux.
Yeah, Ledoux's been big.
Gladney at the other end fires it up and over the net. All the way back out to neutral ice.
Yeah, Kish went hard into the boards too after that.
Yeah, insult to injury on that.
Well, he faked the shot. He got Ledoux down, went to his backhand, and Ledoux able to recover and make the save and keep his team in front. Mellama's shot, blocker saved by Ledoux, that's up over the glass and out of play.
Oh, there you go. That's more like it.
Let's take a look at that again, that big save by Ledoux.
There's the Barsness fan. Now look at this setup. Gorgeous pass from Kish, and Ryerson just overskated it. And Kish on the breakaway, denied by Ledoux. They just needed one of those three to get past Ledoux, and this would be a tie game. Instead, we're under 8 minutes to go. They still trail 3-2. Northrop sends it back for Shower. Shower sends it in deep. Anderson waiting along the end line. He's squeezed there. One-time attempt for Shower, fanned on and recovered by Anderson. Anderson staying away from Adams, slowed by Mellum, plays it back into the corner. Northrop sends it around. Cragthorpe waiting. We'll go back to the corner. Anderson didn't get much on that shot, and it was blocked. Shot from the point by Shower is blocked into the corner. Anderson stops up. It only waits so long before the three white jerseys will eventually get to you.
Yeah.
Guzman pressuring against his opposite number. Marty Shower plays it behind. Long pass ahead, skipped away from Cragthorpe, but into the zone onside. Anderson looking to get it back to him, blocked up by Matchy out front. Scooping it up as Ashton Ryerson tried to play it across, and Cassidy could not hold the zone. Then he lost the handle. He regains, gets in. Cragthorpe leaves it for Anderson. Anderson spins away from Boston Green. Down low for Cragthorpe along the boards. He's bumped there, and Barsness will just send it all the way down. And I'm not sure why Ledoux stepped out and took away the icing. Cragthorpe, a shot from the high slot, deflected up and out of play.
Oh, he's feeling good. He wanted another shot, I guess.
Apparently.
Yeah, both goaltenders have had a good game today. One a little more busy than the other one, but Ledoux, whenever he's had a chance to make a big save, he has.
Yeah, he's come up big a couple of times.
Off the draw, Cassidy fires wide. Covered in the near corner by Nolan Wigfield, and then had it taken away by Boston Green. They work it ahead and just out of the reach of Barsness, and now Barsness gives chase to Cassidy behind the net. Cassidy up the wing, stopped up by Green. Back to Barsness, leaves it for Green. Green tied up, covered there by Ryerson.
Scissors wasn't there.
And that just a little too tight for the scissor along that part of the board. And it didn't quite work, and back the other way come the Wings. Pangarakis is bumped into the boards. Get some help from a teammate to bump back. Ashton Ryerson at center. Will flip it up and in. Glove down and left there by Ledoux. Behind the net comes Jacob Swanson. His pass cross ice off the boards for Pangarakis. Into the zone come the Wings. Tranby getting it ahead. Kish can't control, and Swanson stepped in just a bit too early. And the Wings are outside. 5:22 to go.
Well, crunch time.
It is crunch time, and you know, I give SLPCR credit because they're hanging in here in this third period down by a goal.
Yeah.
It's just they just have to get opportunity, and they did have an opportunity to tie it up.
They've had chances. They just haven't buried them.
Nope.
But they're playing a good period so far.
Yep.
Clark able to knock it down and gain entry, but not able to catch it clean enough to get in on the break, and the Wings were ready. Capon steps up at center, sends it back in. Swanson sends it back out. Here's Gladney down the right wing, pressured by Capon. Into the corner, squeezes him there. Kish can't get it past Leo Riley. Riley coughed it back up. Tranby behind his own net now. And they smart step up by Andrew Clark. Clark spins back, bottom of the circle, looks for help, waits, takes his time, cycles down to Tranby. Tranby trying to get it back to him, broken up by Zach Swanson. Swanson went too wide, and Gladney in offside.
Yeah, nice job helping him out there. SLPCR doing a good job trying to get things going down the offensive zone. Close, but good sticks by the Wings that deny a couple of nice opportunities there.
Face-off win for Barsness. Played across for Adams. Back to Barsness and bounced off his stick as he was well tied up. Ryerson collects the loose puck down the left wing. High backhand, handled and covered by Nathan Ledoux.
Yeah, Ledoux, you know, got that one. It just kind of popped up, and he had to make sure that he just got the glove down on top of it.
Yeah. The old backhand from the bad angle.
It just popped up.
Good shot. Got it up in the air. Ledoux equal to the task, though.
Another face-off win by the Wings. Northrup cross ice, bounces away from Anderson. He recovers, tried to go short side, and that was snared by Alex Wicks.
Good job, Wicks. That one had some zip on it.
I was going to say, it was a fastball.
Yeah, it was heading to the upper corner. Yeah, Anderson's been a very impressive player. He's dangerous every time he's on the ice.
Well, they've got a number of them. We knew about he and Anderson and Tate Gladney, who's their third leading scorer. Really like the way he plays as well.
Yeah.
And because he's on that second line, it makes them a little more dangerous.
Right.
But yeah, this first line with Northrup and Anderson, and then you throw in the sophomore Craig Thorpe, who's got 2 of their 3 goals tonight. And
yeah,
it's pretty good way to lead off your lineup. That pass didn't click, turns into an icing. Face off to the left of Alex Wicks with 3:22 on the clock.
Yeah.
Time's really not in their favor at this point, but they still have enough time.
There's a lot of time. 3:22 is a lifetime in hockey.
They only need one.
They only need one. That's exactly right.
But they got to try to get the puck on the other end.
That's the key.
Face-off win, backdoor look. Anderson's shot denied, but the rebound comes back to him. Hands it off for Northrup. Northrup bumped there by Capon. Continues to battle, knocks Armagast off the puck, and now sends it into the corner. Tranby sends it back to Armagast, and that one takes a funny bounce, but here's Andrew Clark. Clark trying to get around Cassidy, sent it out front, but Kish was a bit turned around. Tranby can't get it deep. Cragthorpe finds Anderson. Anderson with room. Top of the circles. He finds the separator goal for the Wings.
That was a pretty goal. And that that's going to make it difficult.
All happened on the transition game.
Yep. I mean, just the wherewithal when he was skating backwards, able to turn around, make sure that he was able to control the puck, and he just buried that.
You see there, they love that stretch pass to him, and he's got open, got between the D. Bar looked like an in.
Goal number 18 on the season.
I see a better shot here. It is. Oh yeah. That's a snipe.
That is a snipe.
Cragthorpe now 2 goals, 2 assists in the 4 goals for Armstrong Cooper. So the sophomore having a night for the visitors. Timeout for the home team with 2:42 on the clock.
Well, that's too bad. Up to that point, they were getting things going their way. They had some good opportunities, but the difference in the game so far, Howie, is one team is cashing in on their opportunities.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's reminiscent a little bit to the Wild loss to New Jersey last night.
Yep.
They created a lot of good scoring opportunities, just not able to bury any.
Missing the net.
And they end up losing a 5-2 game. And here, 3 grade A+++ opportunities in this third period.
Right there.
That they have not been able to take advantage of.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate for them because they had those opportunities, and now with 2:42 left, now you're down by 2. Makes it really difficult.
Yeah, that's a tough goal there. 2:42 left. That's what the Wings wanted, and they got it.
And I mean, I've been doing this a little bit. I would
a few years
guess that there were probably 10, maybe even 5 or fewer times that I have gone on air.
Yeah.
And that was Ryerson's just
Yeah. Oh my. Too bad.
That's tough.
It is tough, but that's how it goes sometimes.
But you got to keep your chin up. You still got time. But the next one's got to come quickly, and you talked about it earlier in this period. The Wings very good with possession.
Yep.
Yeah.
They pass the puck well, so you have to you can't score when you don't have the puck. Barsness cutting across the top, fires wide. And that is going to be an empty net goal. And that was Wodke. No, it was Wodke's going to get the puck. It was Marty Schauer, and I think it's going to be his first ever, maybe? As they quickly went to retrieve the puck. Marty Schauer, an empty net goal from 185 feet.
Yeah.
And that one should pretty much seal the deal.
Well, tried to get to the front of the net. Nobody there but blue jerseys, and a long shot right in the middle. Well, before that, you had a nice opportunity. You missed the net, and then the Wings are able to get to the puck, and they're out of the zone, and one shot pretty much seals the deal.
Anderson had it poked off his stick. Kish leads the charge back the other way, trying to center it. Got all the way through, poked away by Ledoux.
Unassisted. The time of the goal is 14:45. Schauer, the Wings.
Here's Andrew Clark back on the attack. Clark stops up, trying to feed it out front. Deflected, broken up, and here comes Northrop back the other way. Brady Northrop tripped up, got it to Cragthorpe. He was denied entry. This one played off the boards. Here's Barsness behind the defense. He goes to the backhand and misses wide. Tried to center, broken up by Cassidy. Cassidy comes away with the puck, gets tripped up, no call coming.
Yeah, ref thought, well, we're going to let it be.
They get it to Cragthorpe into the zone. Had to slow down, able to regroup and get it back. Northrop had it tipped off his stick. All 3 of the guys on this top line have been productive, and that will be a high stick as soon as Cassidy touches it. Yeah, Cragthorpe 2 goals and 2 assists. You got Anderson as a goal and I think at least 2 assists.
Yeah.
You got Northrop's got a goal. He's probably got an assist in there as well.
Yeah, that line did their job.
They do a really nice job of scoring, and and sharing the puck for sure.
Tranby fires it into the far corner as we get down to the final minute of play in this one. Loose puck, and that one's off the crossbar. I mean, that one was hammered by Ryerson, and it hit the elbow of the post and crossbar and came right back out, and ref immediately said no goal. Gladney sprinting, trying to get one more chance, and he is denied. He is going to pick up a penalty, and I don't think they'll give a penalty shot with 33 seconds, but
no, Gladney's speed was really something today.
Another look at this one. An absolute rifle shot from Ryerson. But yeah, right where the post meets
that's a tough
the crossbar.
That's tough for sure.
Well, like I say, they've had a lot of good chances. Just puck hasn't gone there. No puck luck today.
No puck luck.
Tranby called for the infraction, so the final 30 seconds on the power play. That one off the side of the net for Cragthorpe. Anderson pressured. Maintains possession. Cross ice. Cragthorpe fanned on it.
He certainly did.
Just cleared the length, and that will do it. And the Wings right back onto the winning track. Now winners 5 of their last 7.
Yeah, they've definitely played well. And when I talked to Coach Michael, he said, you know, we felt we've kind of turning it around as this part of the season because we've been playing well, and obviously throw that Elk River game out. Elk River's tough no matter who they play.
They're on top of the conference.
And so they felt this was a winnable game for them, and they played well, and they got the 5-2 win.
Yeah, I like their spacing, Joe. The way they spaced the rink out, they moved the puck. When they decided, that forecheck's bothering us, they started flying a guy out to the neutral zone and springing in with long passes and broke everything up. So good. Hats off to them. They played a very good game.
Yeah, and for SLPCR, I thought a good first period with strong forechecking, good support. Got away from it a little bit in the second. Some undisciplined play and some penalties that you just can't take, obviously. But a really strong third period. And as we talked about, just couldn't finish several awesome opportunities that just didn't end up in the back of the net.
Yeah, and if they were able to get that equalizer and make it 3 apiece, it would have maybe been a different period, and it would put a little bit of more. And it would have put a little more pep in their step, and say, you know, now it's a game.
Right. Yeah. Well, when you look at the shots until they just took them off the board, both like 27 to 14 and 15. Well, the Wings just missed the net, or hit the net, and SLPCR missed the net, had shot opportunities that didn't get to the net, so that was their difference.
So they will fall to 4-11 and hope to be back at it, going after another win next time they reach the ice. Here's what we have coming up. We've got girls and boys basketball, a doubleheader against the Anoka Tornadoes on Thursday. A tri-meet for the wrestling team as they host Centennial and Osseo on Friday. And then we'll see the boys basketball team again on Wednesday next week as they take on the Totino Grace Eagles. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score, Armstrong Cooper 5, Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids 2. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro and Jerry Grant, I'm Joe Young saying goodnight.